opportunity can fast approach, and in the business of drag racing, with just the blink of an eye, you might just miss it. It's the summer of 1964. Lyndon B. Johnson was President of the United States. The Beach Boys owned the airwaves with the #1 song, I Get Around, and a 4-lane drag strip, then known as Rockford Dragway, opened in the quiet town of Byron, Illinois. The newest track on the scene quickly grew in popularity. To tell the story is the person who knows Byron Dragway best.
BJ Evangelist, and I will clean the toilets. Well, I do. BJ Evangelist, owner of Byron Dragway.
BJ's story of his first encounter with drag racing is a familiar one.
Well, my earliest memory of Byron Dragway is my father took me there as a child, along with my brothers, and I remember visually watching Furniture Dragsters running that day.
But it didn't take long to go from race fan to racetrack employee.
Back in the 70s, when I started working at Byron Dragway, I was excited because I knew I was going to make $5 that day cleaning up paper. Probably the neatest thing about that day that got me hooked is the owner had his safety truck parked on the middle of the starting line. So I'm sitting in the truck on the starting line with a fire extinguisher right between my legs, but I watched every car burn out and launch on that day, and then my job at the end of the day was go clean up paper.
And from then on, young BJ was there for some of Byron Dragway's finest moments.
Well, the manufacturer's funny car meet was neat. That was before NHRA started doing all these national events. And the small racetracks could afford the guys like Don Prudhomme, the Snake, and Tom McEwen, and all the famous names. Austin Coyle was there with the Chi-Town Hustler. And the neatest thing about that whole event is they all started their motors at once out on the track.
The birth of big money bracket racing with the U.S. Bracket Nationals.
The U.S. Bracket Nationals was the first big money bracket race back in 1975. 660 some entries. Cars couldn't even get off the racetrack. They had to stop racing because they were backed up on the return road trying to find a way back to the pits.
The wildest show in racing with the World Power Wheel Standing Championships.
The fans get into it like none other. And the cars are unpredictable. We don't know if the guy is going to go up on the back bumper, on 2 wheels, on 1 wheel, if he's going to flip or whatever. It's unpredictable.
You know what happened? It took 13 years. Our first flip over here at Byron Dragway from a racer from Michigan. Didn't even get a chance to talk to him yet a whole lot, but I know he's pretty excited. He's in great health as he flips it over as he comes out right about 200 some mark. Wait till you see it, you just can't believe it.
And the preservation of drag racing's glory days with premier vintage drag racing. But some of the most memorable moments at Byron Dragway don't always take place on the biggest stage. It's often on the frequent test and tune days that newcomers experience the unforgettable thrill of drag racing for the very first time, forging memories that will last a lifetime.
What Byron Dragway means to me today is the memories that we create for all ages, and fans and racers alike. It gives so much and fulfills their lives. And when racers are having wedding proposals, anniversaries, we even get ashes spread on the property, that means you're really touching a lot of lives and you're making a big impact.
With an historic past and a bright future, a rare opportunity presents itself to become the next owner of Byron Dragway.
It's a motorsports facility. It has so much potential beyond belief of other venues and things that can be added to the facility, whether it be more night racing, whether it be other operations added to the facility. There's so much potential there that it's literally unbelievable. And I would jump at that potential if I didn't have already 40 plus years in the facility. I think for the right group, the right people, the right individuals, they can do beyond belief. And the biggest potential is the population. There's nearly 17 million people within a 300-mile radius of the track, and we're the Chicagoland market. We have that market right in our backyard.
Byron Dragway is a well-maintained and well-managed racetrack that comes turnkey with all of the equipment needed for a successful operation.
Our philosophy has always been we reinvest our profits to make the facility a nicer place. And if you look back in the days from the old tower and the old surfaces and the old grandstands and everything else, you can see all the improvements that were made, from paving the roads, paving the staging lanes, new concrete launch pads, new burnout boxes, new tower. We constantly are investing into making the facility nicer. And it's not just infrastructure, it's also with the equipment. And it's also with the staff and employees, because people want to come to a place that they love to be treated how they like to be treated and be involved with.
Ownership of Byron Dragway means more than operating a business. It is the responsibility of becoming a steward for the tight-knit drag racing community.
We love all our racers, we love the people, we love the sport. And you have to get your heart into it, and when you get to know these people, they're family. And they truly are family, and that's what's neat about the sport.
To learn more or to explore ownership of Byron Dragway, call 815-391-0000 or visit byrondragway.com/for sale.